Hemingway, Anthony Bourdain. Ready, set, go.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Ash Cigar Social. I'm Andrew Postel. My friends call me Drew. This is my buddy Eric. We're going to start it off like we always do. Eric, what are you having today?
Guys, this one's special. It is, I promise you, Rocky Patel, 20th anniversary. This right here, y'all. Can you believe this is a Connecticut? This is a 90 plus rated cigar, and I am stoked to tell you about it. And I'm being serious. This is not just a sales thing. This is a profile of as full as it gets. This particular one is, I think this is a Gordo or a Toro. I can't remember, but it's Honduran with Connecticut broadleaf, and it has so much flavor, y'all. I'm not a Rocky Patel guy. I despise most of his products, just to be honest with you. This one is in my top 3. So, what's the price point on it? If you go to a humidor, you're probably going to pay, let's say, I don't know, $9-ish. But ultimately, best bang for the buck in my humidor right now, by far. How about you, man? What are you smoking?
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's a great cigar. And it's weird that it's Connecticut because it's so dark. So I also
Crazy.
have a Connecticut type of a cigar. This is the Joya de Nicaragua Clásico. Okay, it's the Clásico original. This is the official cigar of Nicaragua. And it's the #1 selling cigar in Europe for Joya. They make several different brands, and this one is totally off base for me. It's the lightest thing that I've ever had. If you smoke this cigar, you might get some light woody flavor and like tea leaves. That's it. It's such a good starter cigar. It burns evenly all the way through. So I'm going to fire this bad boy up. I've had it before. It is good. I like the full bodied, but this is the lightest thing that I've ever even had before. And it's still a great burn.
I love this. I love this so much. It's like brownies in my mouth. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, for me, this is almost like nothing in my mouth because I like them so full, but it still is a good cigar, especially if you want something that's very light that will complement. We talk about drinking non-alcoholic beverages. This is a great cigar for something that doesn't require alcohol in it, but it's also a good cigar like on a hot day, where you just maybe you're out on the golf course a little bit and you don't want to be too dehydrated and have such a strong flavor. Keep this one. This is a good one to have in mind.
So, we've gone over quite a few cigars, and just to be honest with you guys, we haven't written them all down. We can go back and look and see what we smoked. But really, it comes out of whatever comes out of the humidor. That's sincerely authentic on our end. Like, we're smoking exactly what we would normally. This is not an opportunity for somebody to wedge in and try to promote their product. We smoke what we want to smoke, and we share with you what we love smoking. Um, I can't get over this. Like, you've had other Rocky products, right? Have you had bad Rocky products?
Oh, I don't want to say anything negative here, but
I
yeah,
mean,
not all
okay,
of
let me rephrase it. I'm being candid. Sorry.
it's okay.
And caddy, let's not candid, caddy. Um, are there a few of them that don't like float your boat as much as they do with others?
I usually don't even purchase that brand. Honestly, Eric, I don't even purchase that brand.
Yeah, I don't either. And I'll be honest, went to a review on one of these one time. I was like, what? And they're so inexpensive to where it's like, I'm going to take a leap of faith here. Dude, I got them in and I bought 5 of them. And I was like, if I don't like it, I'll give it away. And I kept every one of them. And then I bought 3 more 5 packs after that. And this is one of those ones I was going to share with you too, because it's insane. It's a full-bodied cigar that looks like anything. It looks like a Maduro. It's so wild. I don't know. Sorry. I got a little excited about this one.
You're very passionate about that one. The only I think we've reviewed a Rocky Patel on here before, the Emerald, because it
Yep.
was such a highly touted one. It was one of the ones I brought on, but I wanted to specifically review it because I'd never had it before that day. And if you remember, it didn't burn evenly for me.
Hmm.
The way that their rolling process is, I just prefer some other brands a little bit better. But this one, I'm looking forward to trading you. I'll figure out something that we can trade for each other.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I got a couple I want to trade with you actually. And it really, and this brings up a great opportunity for you guys is find a buddy that you want to share this excitement with, and like buy two of your favorite cigars, or smoke one if you love it, go back and buy two more and share one with a friend, and then ask what their opinion is of it. And that's what I'm waiting for this one, because I don't know if it's, I thought it was just my palate for the day. The other day I actually texted you this one the other day, and I was like, dude, I'm blown away, because this is not something I'm normally used to. And I was like, maybe that's a fluke. So let me go back. Same thing. And it's happening right now. This is the third time I've had it, and it is spot on, just like the other two.
I love how you're describing, like, if you're watching this, go out and do this. Nobody's as passionate about cigars as you are, Eric. You're the most passionate person about cigars that I've ever met. So if this is your first time, don't take it the wrong way. Eric loves cigars, though. So how many are you having a day now?
I don't know. I don't know. I collect the ash from my friend who takes and mix it in with the pipe resin. He restores pipes. Shout out to Jared. So this is yesterday and today.
This is how passion really flows.
I'm the pusher of ash. Yes.
Ash
Um,
to ash, baby. That's it. That's the great example of it right there.
Good call. Good call. How about you? What are you super passionate about anything right now?
No, so Eric, the trouble with me is I don't care about many things, and that means that I don't care about many things. So I'm kind of like in the
Oh,
neutral area. Do things upset me? No. Do I love them greatly? No. Like it's just who I am, and that's part of my character flaw. So I don't get really passionate about a lot of things.
I, mm, you're good at things though.
The things that really get me in a crazy place is injustice and poverty, really.
Oh,
Yeah, these are the things
oh.
that drive me crazy, and it's a daily, like I like the lottery, the state lottery systems. I get really upset about these things because the way that they market it, they just market it to the poor. You don't see lottery signs in rich neighborhoods. They
Mm.
just market it to the poor. The people who can't afford to buy a lottery ticket is where they put them. So yeah, I get a little perturbed by some of these little marketing things that target people who are in a poverty place. And I also get really disturbed by injustice that occurs across the world.
Mm. Okay. I don't know where to go from here, but
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. I just brought the whole show down. So let's get back.
no, no. I obviously agree with you. But I'm also really loving a cigar that's got me in a good place. So, Rocky, you did good on this one. Don't get all pissed because I told you the other one sucked, because they don't. It's just my weird palate. Sorry. Um, I'm I got a couple of I did another haul of cigars this week. Um, there's a couple of companies that I pulled in that I haven't had a lot of experience of trying. So I'm excited to get those to you. And as we like them, we'll put them on the podcast. But I would say there's probably 35, 55, somewhere around there cigars coming in this week. Just to kind of renew my palate with some new stuff, and then share with my friends and see if we can't get another gathering together in the old garage.
I'm down to about 40 cigars right now. And I'm trying to actually thin it more because some of the cigars I've got in there, Eric, have been in there for such a long time that I haven't had them. So
Yeah.
I want to just get to those and thin out, maybe even start my collection over. I'll keep maybe five or six, but I want to thin it all the way down as far as I can. So that way I can just order a big chunk of new sticks to come and review
So
on the
if
next
if
batch.
Drew is here right now, Here's the way the conversation would go inside of Ash to Ash social. Person to person, my next comment would be rethink that way of filtering, because we love to age our cigars at least 3 months before lighting them up. So go in with a couple that, now versus later, because there's a huge dip now. If you're at 40, you drop them down to 10. If we don't buy something, man, you're going to have this green cigar period of your life.
And it's coming up on the hot weather of the year. So this is the
Oof.
perfect time of year to start enjoying cigars outside. There'll be all sorts of reasons. But honestly, Eric, I can just, I can suffer through burning a new cigar. I think I can take it.
All right, my pinkies are up today. Sorry. Um, hey, have you ever read this book, The Go Giver?
Who writes that?
Bob Berg.
No, I've not read that.
I've got 14 copies here. Talking about passions. Um,
I've shared with you I don't read, right? I've
yeah,
told.
yeah, I know. I'm going to give you the cliff notes because I know giving you a book would be worthless. Um, I bought another book today by it's an Anthony Bourdain book, but it's a new one that just released. So I'm excited about that one. But this Go Giver is a powerful story about business thinking about it differently. And it changed my business, what, like 9, 10 years ago? Like
Mhm.
completely like restructured my brain to think about things differently. Kind of like you do with being negative on a podcast. It makes you stop and go, let's not go down that path. Let's go down this path. And I'm telling you, man, and this goes out for all of you. If you haven't read The Go Giver, for what even you do inside of corporate America, that will change your life.
Are there any big pictures in it? Any superhero battles? Are there anything like that that go along in this book?
Jeez Louise, bro. Let me see how ridiculously cheesy. Yeah, yeah, no. Yeah,
All words,
that's as
huh?
picturesque
All
as it gets
words.
right there. That's it. The law of value. Your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you make in payment. Oof.
That's a good phrase. I will say that my assistant at work, we do read together because it forces me to read whenever she reads too. She seems to like it a lot more than I do. There was this, what do they call it, the beginning part of the book, the intro, the introduction. I'd never read an introduction before. And the new book we have, it's like a 60-page introduction. And I was like, Isabel, is this normal? Like, I don't understand what this thing is. And she's like, no, it's not. It's like an advertisement. You get, yeah, forward. Maybe that's what it was. So, like, there's people read the forewords to gauge how good a book is. It's like this whole foreign concept reading. So, but I am trying. I'm trying. I read like 20 pages a week. And
I
that
went
way
to
we
the school of I couldn't read good. Um, I, I'm going to make a prediction.
can.
By 50, you'll be reading books.
Oh, I don't like this prediction. No, I'd rather maybe go back to drinking or something. How's
Oh
that?
my God, no. How do you put reading and drinking in the same category? Oh my God.
You know what's frustrating is because we're in business. We like to emulate success. Anybody that's successful at any level, they do three things. They usually go to the gym. They usually read books, and they usually have their days planned out very rigidly. Right? Whatever industry they're in, these are the three things that most of them do.
I do
So
all those and more.
I know. I started going to the gym and like, hey, if this is what the attitude is of everybody that's very successful, I need to start going to the gym. So I've done that. But the reading thing, man, it's just a killer. But I'm getting there. I'm trying. I'm doing my
If
best.
you if you substitute reading for buying a motorcycle, I'll be happy with that.
Hmm. This might be a good bargain. I'll never
I,
have to read again.
wow, you really hate reading. That's so awesome. I got a few motorcycles you can ride, bro. I'm the friend with the boat. That's what you got to do.
Even so, like as a kid, I read comic books. I have some now as an adult. I've got them, and and I would bring them out, and I'll try to get through two sometimes. But even lately, I'm like, I'll skip these few pages. These look kind of boring. Even the comic books, I can't even read them very much anymore.
I'm going to send a shout out to Jameson Durham out of Nashville. He's a real estate agent that is doing things differently, very different. And his post today was a comic book page that like he was very like this is the page that changed everything for him and like correlated and dude, he's also a New York Yankees fan. I think he's a Mets fan too, or was a Mets fan before all the drama happened. And but you and Jameson, man, Jameson he doesn't smoke cigars, but I think he would.
Do you remember what was on the comic book page?
Mm-mm. While you're talking, I'll look at it.
It's not that important. You don't have to do that.
No, I think it was actually really important. I can't believe I brought it up and didn't. I don't even know what comic book it's from. That's how cheesy I am.
It's all right. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. There in the 80s, like this was like the comic book heyday in the 80s. Like when I was a kid, like
Yeah.
comic books won Pulitzer Prizes. That's when like Batman was revamped in the 80s, The Dark Knight Returns, The Dark Knight, like Watchmen, all these serious comic books evolved. It wasn't just like bam, piff, bop. They started creating conflict that was real. Even like X-Men storylines were really like about teenagers not fitting in society. So
Oh,
they
yeah.
really had
Absolutely.
comments. They had
Oh, yeah.
commentary about life. It was really good time to read books. And even today, people talk about the years 1985 and 86 as some of the best comic book years that are around. But now I don't even know who, it's like music, man. There are some good books out there that I'm sure, and I haven't read anything new in a long time.
It's Batman, by the way. It was 40 years ago today, one of the greatest Batman stories ever told. And he's got a picture of it, and I'll send it to you.
40 years ago today. So that means it would have been 1986. That is The Dark Knight. That's what it is.
It's a guy with a gray hair with a mustache and a coat
Frank
smoking a.
Miller. Yep. Frank Miller. Yep. So he wrote Batman as an aged person.
Oh, thank you. Now it makes sense because I read it. I was like, man, there's some dark stuff in there. I had no idea what it was.
Yeah. So like what Tim Burton did on his movie, like when Batman with Jack Nicholson it was dark and brooding. We've been reading those types of books for a long time. That's what made Batman much more of a detective storyline. I'm getting really into the nerd zone
I,
here,
I love this. Let's go.
but like in the 40s and 50s, Batman was like this fun go-getter. It was just a weird time. Like Superman had dogs and super horses and super apes, and it was really weird. And then all of a sudden, the comic book creators realized that there was an older market for people who wanted serious storylines, even like their fantasy storylines that they evolved later. DC created this whole subgenre of Vertigo and that had like Sandman, like the Morpheus, the King of Dreams. They made it a fantastical world that was designed for adults. So that Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves, this was based on a comic book called Hellraiser, but they couldn't use Hellraiser in a movie title because nobody would go see it. It's be harmful. They named it Constantine, but a guy smoking cigarettes, exorcising demons, like it was very serious. And it did all these books did significantly better until the 90s when they just started killing all of them off to make money on it. That's just how it happens.
That might be your deep-rooted hatred for books is how the man came in and took over with his fancy words.
Yeah, there was some times it was because I do study like the business of it. Like Marvel almost went bankrupt twice.
Really?
Yeah, they were saved the first time by a toy company. A toy company.
That is wild.
Yeah, so they started creating figures, and that was how Marvel was bailed out of almost completely going under. So it's a little difficult to make money on comic books apparently if nobody buys them.
Yeah, I know Jameson buys like really rare ones and puts them up in frames in his office. You guys are kindred spirits, I promise you.
Yeah,
It's
no
super cool.
judgment here. No judgment here. Nerd. No judgment.
Nerds. I love nerds. Speaking
Nerds are
of
in now, man. I wish I was.
RIP, RIP on the nerds, man.
Yeah. Now that's all, they have these huge conventions. They all get together and hang out. I wish that was around when I was alone and by myself reading my nerd books, you know.
No, you know what's interesting? The correlation to people that I know that are successful that were into comic books.
There's a lot of ones that aren't successful, man. You just don't see them.
Mm,
Yeah,
valid,
kind of sad.
valid.
Yeah. I get concerned, right? These are the things I get concerned about. So I have been to some of these comic book conventions and I see these people and I'm like, I don't think you have enough money to be here. You know, the dad in me kicks in, even though I'm not even a dad, but
You're
I
a
get
dad. Shut up. You're a dad.
I just get concerned about people's finances because they're buying comic books. It's nutty.
Well, that's something that you're good at though, is having the knack for investing and understanding what's an expense versus a debt versus an equity play on this dollar can be a $2 opportunity. You're good at that stuff.
I feel like, I mean, this is, know thyself. It's dangerous path to know thyself because sometimes you have to tackle kind of dark things to know thyself, have to find solutions for it. So if I'm going down the path of knowing who I am, there's some bravery involved. So if this is something you're struggling with, you can do it. Just have no fear. Just go down the road. But if I know me, I don't know much at all, man. I'm not really that smart. And because I'm not that smart, that means I got to work hard and study hard and try to do things that are much better. The
I
reason
think you're
why I
being
budget,
humble, bro. You're being way humble.
maybe, but the
I,
reason why I budget is because I know I'm just not going to, like, some people have it. Some people have it. I don't have it. I have to work really hard to even have what I have.
I'm just
So the
proud
reason,
you don't give me hell for buying cigars. You don't do that.
I think you might be okay. I think you might be okay.
All right. Yeah. I will say this, having a good friend to be able to be your checks and balances is a really good idea. Somebody that you can trust. And you are definitely that guy. You definitely know my ins and outs. But just I've made personal decisions recently that were very hard, and you were part of the decision-making process for understanding what it is that, what is my future in the job that I've got, and what are the things that's going on. There's so much change in the work industry right now. And that
There's a lot of people who have very high concerns about their jobs, and rightfully so. And there's this huge two-letter threat coming around that will be changing how everybody does their job for sure. So it's a
Did you see
concern.
my story yesterday?
I
It
did
was
not.
it was literally a screen grab of my phone that said the governor, or some high official, has now officially stated that be prepared for the unemployment numbers that will come in the near future because of AI. Like that was the news release.
I almost want to like go back and research the Industrial Revolution and see how unemployment was affected. They didn't really know unemployment numbers then, like we know today, but I
Well,
wonder
I
how
knew where my 12-year-old was at the factory. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
Like that.
All your children were all of a sudden out of work, so they had to go find something else to do. I wonder how much of a lag they had between like that huge transitionary time between factory work to.
That's a good point, man. I've been saying this, been harping on this for like 8 years now. In my work, which I'm not going to mention, but in my work, uh, it's gone from an annual, was it a good year to a good quarter? It's down to like a good week. Like the the spin over, the turnover of knowledge is so quick for making decisions.
Yeah. Oh,
Wild.
did you ever hear how Colin Powell makes a decision?
Ooh. I want
Colin
to say I
Powell,
do, but tell me again.
I'll remind it to you. So, for those of you who don't know, Colin Powell was a four-star general in the 90s. He's also Secretary of State for a little bit, I think. Um, but the way he describes about making a decision is that you will never have all the information. As a matter of fact, if you wait too long to make a decision, other units or other employees, other things in your life will be affected negatively because you're taking too long to make a decision.
Yep.
So there's a place between 30% and 70% that you need to make a decision. So meaning 30% of the information to 70%, and that's it. You have to make your decision in that realm. So if you have what is it, analysis paralysis, that's hindering you or your family or your coworkers. You will never have all the information. By the time you do, it's too late to make the decision anymore. You got to make it without the necessary information.
I love that stuff. I really love that stuff. Like I've seen him speak live at an event in Chicago one time. Him and Condoleezza. It was awesome.
I saw him and Laura Bush speak in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's cool. There's Venn diagrams for us everywhere. It's so funny. I have not smoked a Nazi cigar. However,
Maybe one day.
I want no part of that.
You're not missing anything. It
Yeah,
was
no
just
doubt.
yeah, do it in New York.
Um, but yeah, he spoke, and that's where I heard him talking about some of the decisions. It was a leadership summit, and you ever heard of a guy named Bob Goff?
I don't think so.
He's an author. My bad. Sorry. Uh,
Makes sense, right?
too soon, buddy. Too soon. Bob Goff's another good guy. Just really cool people. Like, oh man, I hate to keep harping on this, but there's so much good out there. Like Hemingway. Hemingway wrote. That's what he did best.
His stories were great, man. Like the language that he used, his stuff is really strong, and it's in like it's a very dominant male perspective storyline.
Yes.
How he writes,
Yes.
yeah. There's nobody. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nobody could ever write like Hemingway could write it anyway, but nobody writes anywhere close to that today.
Speak for yourself, buddy. My Rosie the AI that I have on
Uh-huh.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That's what I call her. Her name is Rosie. And if you're old, you'll get that reference. But when I write in two people's narrative, Hemingway, Anthony Bourdain.
You ask them to revamp your scripts into their perspective. Oh, interesting. So
Any
what capacity are you using Hemingway to do?
Okay, so if I'm writing a description for what I'm doing in my job,
Mhm.
it's done in Hemingway's preciseness. Like it, and I say that strategically because I get wordy and he pulls it in with weird pauses and it's perfect. Um, Bourdain is authentic, real, in your face, no fluff. And then you take the two of those and combine that for a narrative that you're looking for. It gives a very preciseness with an edginess, which I like. And that kind of spins into my persona.
Okay, I want a little bit more specifics here. Like, is this for a piece of real estate description? Like, what are you using this in?
Shh. Yeah, I can do that. Yes. And I also, social media, any
Okay,
type of post on social media is usually ran through that narrative.
interesting. Yeah, I don't feel like I have very lengthy social posts because it takes me a little bit longer, but maybe I could use AI to help me do it. And for those of you who are watching who hate social media, Eric and I, in our jobs, this is how we stay in front of our clients through social. We don't stay in front of all of them that way, but it is important to stay in front of your clients if you care about them, which we do. So this is why we make sure that we are out there talking about business things in front of people.
Yeah.
If I can say one thing, like I do a 2 minute video that usually talks about budgeting or financing or something of this nature,
Yep.
because nobody's attention span, at least my attention span, does not last 2 minutes. So I try to keep my Drew twos to 2 minutes or less. I don't use AI on it, but it's just me talking. But yeah, we use social media in business ways to try to help people that we know.
It's pretty obvious. If you go to our Ash to Ash YouTube page, the narrative comes from a program called Otter, which is an AI program that takes the transcript and combines it into a description. And then I'll take that description and run it through my filters, and then that's what you're reading on YouTube.
And my assistant who posts things for me, she even asked like, Andrew, do you have a summary of what you and Eric talked about? And they're like, aha, I do. But I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't write it, but here it is. So it even helps other people know what you spoke about or can summarize things quickly and easy. It's like the cliff notes of things. AI can be helpful to help other people do their job well too.
You know what's weird about cigars is that um, it's an interesting like whenever I'm in okay, you guys, if you're in business or if you're in sales or if you're in anything remotely close to that, finding commonality with somebody is kind of like the superpower that you want to have. You want to have some level of, I'm interested in this and I picked up on it and they have the same interest and you guys can talk about that. And it breaks down a trust wall that usually exists with new people. And this breaks down that trust wall pretty quickly. Now, I'm the guy that will go, do you happen to smoke cigars? And they're like, No. And I'm like, perfect. I'll move on from that conversation. But if you do, I'm going to latch hold like a spider monkey and not get off of you until you show up trash dash. So, but this has been one of those common things is, um, hey, do you want to smoke a cigar? Here, I'll give you a story real quick. So I'm riding my motorcycle in the back roads where I live here in Aledo. And I had just finished the last bike that I told you I was going to finish, and I did. So I went and rode it and did a few test rides. I put about 200 miles on it. And I come up on some road construction on this back road in the middle of nowhere. And so I'm stopped. There's a guy with a sign, they're doing tree limb work or whatever. And I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. And finally, it's time to go. So I get in the left lane and I'm going around super slow. And I go to shift in second gear, and my gear shift is missing. And I'm like, oh no. So in the middle of this big long stretch, I had to pull over and put my bike on the kickstand. Well, there's a line of cars behind me. And so the guy that was right behind me, I knew him and I didn't know that. So he pulls off, and as I'm pulling off, he had already stopped to pick up the part that fell off. And he was like, holy moly, Eric, what are you doing? And I was like, oh my gosh, I know you. This is so embarrassing. And I was like, thank you. And I took the part, and he goes, I thought that was a pretty cool bike. I was wondering who that was. And now I know exactly who that is. And he was like, hey, why don't you come to the house? It's right around the corner. We'll bolt it up. Well, sure enough, we start talking about cigars. And it's
Oh,
because of this that conversation happened. And so the next time, we have an event, you'll get to meet Josh, who's a super cool guy. And it's just that commonality is has opened a lot of doors.
we want everybody who's listening, like Eric and I are doing this without recording. Like, this is what we're doing anyway. We're recording it because we just wanted to have fun with it. But our intent here is that to encourage you to be social around cigars. This is, if you need an icebreaker, let's do it. Let's break the ice with something like this. Tonight is my cigar social event with my group of friends. It's not the open one, it's a closed group that we get together, 6 or 7 of us. We'll start hanging out around 5, and we'll get done around 10 or 11. And then we do it once a month. Like clockwork, it's the same day of the month. Everybody knows what time to get here, and we hang out and we relax a little bit. Being social, it's an important piece of being human.